Hey everyone, it's Ally and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be going over Exuma fragrances once again. They are a company that dabbles in fragrance. They specialized in roll-on oils for quite a while. They had 10 ml and I think 30 ml like roll-on oils, but they recently updated their library and are expanding to spray fragrances, which I'm really excited about, honestly. Like I really like the roll-on oils, but I have said this before, I do enjoy a good spray. And the fact that they came out with sprays, I was like, yes, like this is gonna be amazing. And thank you to Wesley from Exuma for sending these my way. He sent me 10 fragrances to try out. These are the 10 ml sprays, and I'm so excited about these, honestly. Like, they're good. There's a lot of really good ones in here that I'm just like obsessed over. And honestly, the 10 ml spray is like so nice because I've been packing these in my purse and like taking them as little like spritz-ons, and they last so well on me. I was honestly kind of shook. And well, we're gonna get into it. And actually, we'll start with this one first. The first one I'm going to talk about from Exuma Fragrances, which if you want to find them, I will link them down below. They are an Etsy store. So if you want to go on Etsy, just search up Exuma Fragrance and they should pop up. I highly recommend this company. Like I said, their roll-on oils are amazing. And if you want something soft and very like, well, roll-on oil-esque, the roll-on oils are amazing. But we're going to be talking about the sprays today, and the sprays are so good. This one, I can get it to focus. There we go. Is called Woodland, and this is the 10 ml spray. It comes in a 10 ml and a 30 ml spray as well. And the 10 ml it starts at $18 for the 10 ml, and it goes up to $40 if you want the 30 ml. And that's for all the fragrances that I'm going to be talking about today. This one is really good. So if you are a fan of woody fragrances and you like fragrances that are sort of in line with like Molecule 1, or there's a fragrance I really like called Synth from another Etsy brand. This would be in line with those type of fragrances if you took those two and combined them together and added like a heaping dose of like forested wood notes. You would get this. You have notes of cypress needles, white musk, red cedar. You have balsam, cedarwood, and oak moss in the base. And this smells so beautiful. Smelling it right off the cap, I definitely get that sort of like cypress needle vibe. It smells like a pine forest, like a pine tree forest. But when you spray it on, it's woody, it's clean, it's really sophisticated, and just so beautiful. I get this almost like Molecule 01 sort of feel from it, and like smelling it right off the bat, it's very aromatic, and some might think that this is going to start off really masculine because of the way it smells. Very like aromatic and just intense, especially right off the cap. But oh my god, let this settle on skin and you're gonna be so mind blown by how beautiful and unisex this is. It's perfectly unisex. There's a touch of sweetness to the fragrance. It's woody, it's clean, it's really just like a perfect everyday fragrance. If you've been looking for like a really beautiful everyday woody fragrance that is non-offensive, it smells super beautiful and clean, then do yourself a favor and look into Woodland from Exuma Fragrances because this is beautiful. Also, I love that there are little stones in here. I think this one has paranite inside of it, and it just looks so beautiful. Like each one of these has like stones infused into it. And I'm a little you know, the metaphysical side. I love anything with a good healing energy, a good stone to infuse that good energy. All of these have those stones infused in them, and I think that's super amazing too. So keep that in mind for my woo-woo bitches out there, like say more. I love something with a good stone. I have stones everywhere around my house, on the windowsills, downstairs. I have crystals everywhere. The next one that we're going to talk about is called Jam Band. It looks like this. If I could get it to focus. Man, me and focusing things, I'm so bad. There we go. It says Jam Band. You've got notes of rhubarb, plum, mixed berries, balsam, and oud. And this is really beautiful. I've been really enjoying this on the warmer days that we've been having in my area. This is going to be a perfect summer fragrance. Don't be fooled because there's balsam and oud in this. It's surprisingly refreshing. I do get the oud in the base, but it almost gives off because of the balsam this sort of like suede-y, leathery sort of vibe, but like in a really clean, refreshing way. The rhubarb adds a tartness, the plum adds a juiciness, and the berries add this sort of playful fun feel that make it really refreshing and fun. And honestly, this is a really good, it's gonna be a really good summer scent. If you want something that's a little playful and fun and that is infused with rhodonite, then this is gonna be a really, really good one. I really like this. I at first wasn't sure about it. I was like, I don't know if this is my style, but the more I wore it, and I've worn this one I think twice now, the more I've started to fall in love with it, and it's a really beautiful one. And Woodland, by the way, lasted pretty damn long on me. This one, even though it was so refreshing and like juicy, I get about 6 to 7 hours. Woodland, I got almost 8. I'm very soft in the projection. It creates a sort of aura around you, but it's such a comforting, relaxing aura, and it's so, so nice. The next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I really like a lot. This one is their fragrance called Classic Amber. And you guys, this is such a beautiful, soft, but also strong. I mean, soft in like the way it feels. This is a very beast mode amber, and it's perfectly unisex. I really like this one. This one is infused with lapis lazuli, or lapis lazuli, which I really enjoyed the stone. It's this really intense bright blue. But you guys, it's just soft. It's got like powdery touches. You've got honey, lavender, almond, vanilla, tonka bean, and benzoin. And this is such a comforting fragrance. Again, this one I would consider perfectly unisex. I think some might think it leans masculine because it has this sort of like oomph to it. But honestly, this is a gorgeous amber fragrance. If you are a fan of amber fragrances, do yourself a favor and check this one out. This one smells so cozy, like a beautiful cashmere sweater. It reminds me of the holidays. There's something about this that would be so beautiful in wintertime especially, but like around like Christmas and Thanksgiving, even around like October. Like this just gives me like comforting vibes. It's soft, it's pillowy, it's plushy, it's very like, almost has a slightly gourmand feel because of that almond, vanilla, and honey. It smells so good. And in the deep dry down, you have this sparkling tinge quality to it. I don't know how to explain it. There's like sort of sparkle that makes me happy when you get to the deep dry down that just smells so clean and beautiful and like elevated. It's really sophisticated, and I was honestly quite surprised by this one on how much I enjoyed and loved it. Definitely a really good one. I really like this amber fragrance. I struggle sometimes with amber fragrances. They're not always my favorite thing. This is one that I've actually really enjoyed, and I'm really happy I have, because in colder weather, best believe I'm going to be busting this one out, and especially around the holidays, like kind of excited. Wish the holidays were still around, but not really. But this coming year, once the holidays roll around, I'm going to be busting this bad boy out. It's a really good one. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Fuego, and this one is infused with carnelian, so the sexy time stone. At least that's what I associate it with, sort of that sexy time. You've got notes of lavender, clary sage, lemon, violet, dry florals, patchouli, potpourri, amber, cedar, and oud. And you guys, this gives me like, I know there's no leather in this, but this gives me like a leather vibe. This kind of reminds me of Zoologist's Rhino, but not as intense. Rhino is a very intense leather fragrance, and if you enjoyed Rhino by Zoologist, I have a feeling you're really gonna enjoy this. It does have those aromatic qualities to it, but somehow those aromatic qualities mixing in with this sort of amber oud cedar mix is giving me like a sort of almost wet leather or wet suede type of feel. It's really beautiful. I definitely get that potpourri vibe in the base. It's very, very light. It just has this tiny bit of sweetness, like almost a dry sweetness with those dry florals. Definitely really interesting. Definitely pulls on the more masculine side. My guys out there, you would probably really enjoy this if you're familiar with the scent profile of Zoologist's Rhino. Not the same fragrance, but It has some similarities to it that sort of reminds me of that wet sort of leather vibe that that fragrance is known for. Definitely a really good one for my guys out there. Check this one out, Fuge or Fuge. Definitely, oh, it might be Fuge because it does give me slightly Fougere vibes. Definitely check this one out. And the next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I've talked about before. I love this in the roll-on oil version, and this one is called Tea Olive. This one is so pretty. You have osmanthus, apricot, and sweet green notes. This is definitely a green fragrance. You do get that osmanthus sort of vibe. Osmanthus tends to smell like apricot, so the fact that it has apricot and osmanthus are just playing off each other to create this slightly floral, fruity vibe. This is sweet. The greenness adds a tea-like quality to the fragrance. It's very clean. If you want something that's not very complex, something easy to throw on, that's just gonna make you smell kind of effortlessly clean, then this is a really good one. It's soft, it's clean, it does have a tea-like quality, but almost if you took an osmanthus tea and were drinking it, sitting in a sort of olive vineyard, if that makes sense. Like, it's really unique, it's really pretty. I really like the roll-on oil, and I'm really happy to have this one too, the spray, because damn, it smells good. And this one has clear quartz, so it's got an amplifying stone in it. I really like it. It's really clean, really just easy to wear, honestly. And I'm not the biggest fan of clean fragrances, but like I've been getting more into clean fragrances recently. And there's one clean fragrance in this that has been so good that I've been like, yes. Like, you'll see what I mean. Oh, actually, I grabbed it right off the bat. It's called Cirrus. I think that's how you say it, Cirrus. And this one has iris, aqua notes, violet, lily, and white amber. You guys, this is such a good clean fragrance. Like, this smells like straight, like clean laundry right out of the dryer, like clean, fresh. It has an airy quality, but also has a slightly aquatic-y feel. This is so beautiful. And I'm not the biggest fan of like clean fragrances. I tend to think they're boring. This one, for some reason, isn't boring to me, even though it's like a very clean, clothes sort of smelling fragrance. It's actually really relaxing. I really enjoy it, and it has moonstone, which is one of my favorite stones of all time in it. Yeah, it's clean, it's fresh. There's a slightly watery feel without being, I would say, without being a full-on aquatic fragrance, but it just adds this clean, like, I just got out of the shower, I just washed my clothes, I'm just pristine. Like, this is stunning. Like, this is a beautiful, clean fragrance. Yeah, there's no other way of describing it other than it's just ultra clean smelling. Like, this is so crowd pleasing, and it lasts quite a long time for a clean fragrance. Like, I was surprised. Like, this is gonna leave you smelling like you literally just washed your clothes and took a shower, and you're just smelling just nice. I really like this one. 10 out of 10, honestly. Was kind of shook by this one. I'm thinking of getting this one in the 30 ml, honestly. I like it that much. The next one that I'm going to talk about is called Etude. And this is a gorgeous pineapple fragrance. You have mandarin, saffron, rosemary, pineapple, tofu balsam, and benzoin. I sprayed this one on my hand earlier. I cannot wait for summer to fully hit so I could wear this. Oh, and this one has green flower agate inside of it, and it looks really, really cool. Honestly, it gives me like summery vibes, but it smells summery. But this is like a gourmand style pineapple that you could wear in summer. It's refreshing, it's beautiful, it's so juicy. The mandarin and that pineapple make it sort of mouth-watering, but the tofu balsam and benzoin create this sort of almost gourmand-esque like feel, but it never goes into full gourmand territory. This is like a gourmand like diet vibe that's mainly all fruit, but with a really beautiful, sweet, like almost cake-like consistency in the base, but not cake-like, if that makes sense. It's so hard to explain. But this is gorgeous. My guys out there, oh my God, this would smell so sexy on a guy. My girls out there, you can totally rock this too. It doesn't lean too masculine that you would be like, oh, I can't wear that. If you hear my dryer in the back, it's singing the song again. I'm so sorry. I have the window open. I don't know why I decided to have the window open, because like cars all of a sudden are deciding to pass by, and now my dryer is going off. Ugh. But anyway, this smells so good. It's juicy, it's refreshing in the opening. You get that pineapple and it's this big blast of juiciness. It's so mouth-watering. And as it settles on the skin, you start getting this slightly aromatic rosemary that mixes in with that balsam and the benzoin so beautifully to create this almost like slightly gourmand base. Oh God, this is like stunning. I'm honestly shook by this one as well. I think this one is so well crafted and so beautiful and addictive. I don't know what he put in this, but like, it's magic. This is a gorgeous mouth-watering pineapple fragrance that I think is going to be so beautiful. Go out and try this one if you don't believe me. I was kind of shook by it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like this one is gorgeous and I'm going to be using the hell out of that one, and I think I might pick that one up in a bigger bottle as well. The next one that I'm going to talk about is called For Her. Y'all have heard me talk about the roll-on oil version of this, and this one is one that is actually infused with pheromones. And it has garnered me a little bit of attention when I've done the roll-on oil. This one has notes of plumeria, pear, coconut, mixed florals, white musk, and vanilla. And to me, this smells like your poolside. It smells like very aquatic, like an aquatic coconut fragrance. I primarily get that coconut in these sort of like aquatic-y notes that give me like I'm sitting poolside and I have this really expensive body oil. It doesn't give me suntan lotion, but it gives me like a body oil sort of like feel. You do get a slight fruitiness to it. The fruits are giving more of that juiciness that's adding to that sort of aquatic-y feel that this fragrance has. And the florals, they're very much in the background. What you're going to primarily get in this is that musky sort of aquatic coconut. And I will say, like, for some reason, this fragrance gets me quite a bit of like attention when I've worn it out. I don't know if it's the pheromones or if it's like what it is, but like, yeah, this is a little bit attention grabbing, especially in high heat. That's where I notice that this shines the best. Highly recommend this for summer. If you want something to give you that little va-va-voom, you know, that little zhuzh, I think this is a really good one to look into and getting in your repertoire. And I really like that they have this in a spray now because it's so easy to like take. And yeah, like $18 if you want the 10 ml, which is quite a bit of fragrance, and $40 if you want a 30 ml, which is honestly not that bad. The next one that I'm going to talk about is Monarch. Now, Monarch, I've talked about in the roll-on oil version before. This one is a beautiful, like sophisticated, grown, more mature fragrance. You have camphor, balsam, cinnamon, boozy, honey, red cedar, and oud. And this gives me like such a regal vibe. Like, for some reason, when I smell this, I picture like the Renaissance era. I picture like this is maybe something that an Egyptian like prince or princess would have smelt like a pharaoh. There's something really deep and oudy about this. It's definitely got that honey, but I also get a slight rose that comes from this fragrance. It almost smells like a honeyed vintage rose fragrance. It's romantic. It's got a little bit of a dark quality, so it gives me a slightly gothic-y vibe, but the honey like sort of sweetens it up and makes it a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit friendlier. So it's not like completely dark and like spooky dooky. I don't know how to explain it. It's cozy, it's comforting. I could see a more mature person really enjoying this, but it's honestly quite beautiful. There's a fragrance that I had way back in the day that I talked about that reminded me of this one, and I remember really enjoying it, and that fragrance has discontinued, and I had it in a roll-on oil version, and this gives me that vibe, and now I'm so happy to have this in a spray. My bohemian girls out there, you'd probably really enjoy this. My patchouli-loving hippies out there, you probably would really enjoy this. You'd probably wear this like if you were trying to be fancy or something. but it's really, really nice. Definitely a balsamy resinous sort of fragrance that has a little bit of spice and this really beautiful honey note that really hangs around throughout the entirety of the wear. The deep dry down of this is really addictive. I will say that the deep dry down smells so freaking good. Yeah, but it's very complex. It's a little boozy. It's sweet. It's dense. It's a little syrupy. Just all in all, a really beautiful fragrance. Definitely recommend for nighttime and fall and winter. The last one that I'm going to talk about is called Orchard. Now, this is a beautiful apple forward fragrance. You've got raspberry, red apple, plum cherry, and white amber. This is clean, it's refreshing, it's mouth-watering. These sort of juicy notes really shine in this one. It gives me, again, a slightly aquatic-y vibe because the fruits are so juicy in this. It's juicy, it's mouth-watering. When you spray it, you get a blast of like red apple, but it's crisp and it's juicy red apple, and it's so refreshing. This is refreshing. I love wearing this on hot days, and I haven't had many hot days, obviously, but on the warmer days I've worn this just really shines, and it's just so refreshing, and it's like biting into like the most crisp, juicy red apple. It's really, really beautiful. I highly recommend it. That's the best I could do to describe it, and like honestly, it's really, really good. Oh, I forgot to tell you what crystals were in what, but that's okay. Y'all can just look up on the website. It'll make you go look it up yourself because these are really good. I highly recommend all of these, honestly. Thank you, Wesley, again for sending these my way. I had an amazing time testing these out. And yeah, I highly recommend them. Like, I recommended them before, and like the roll-on oils were amazing, but you guys check out the sprays. Everyone and their mother is deciding to pass by. Airplanes too, I swear, today. I highly suggest you check them out. I will link the store down below. It is an Etsy store. Until next time, I hope you guys found the video informative. I will be putting out another Middle Eastern video very soon. I'm just waiting on a couple of fragrances to show up. And yeah, until next time, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!